We've been waiting for a long time. Yes, we've been waiting for a long, long time. We've been waiting for a long time. But we ain't gonna wait no more. We're getting ready to rock and roll. The boys are back in town. The boys are back in town.
Some folks have a strange idea of entertainment.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news, Joe. It's terminal.
How long do I have?
Best case, 3 months.
Hello and welcome to In the Spotlight. I'm Kyle Pearson.
And I'm John Horton. And as promised, we are going to give you a review of Killer's Game. Now, stop me if you've heard this before. Stop me if you've heard this one. You've got a badass killer he's an assassin. He's a real skill. He has a certain set of skills.
I have heard that.
And for whatever reason, there's a whole bunch of other people who have the same set of skills.
No, you don't
want to kill him.
What?
Yeah.
No.
And then he's got to survive somehow and then have a huge battle at the end inside a medieval castle.
So you're telling me there's one assassin against a whole bunch of other assassins.
Yeah.
And he needs to survive until the end of this movie. I don't think it's possible. I've never seen that before.
I didn't think it was possible, but we were proven wrong, man.
Well,
I mean, unbelievable.
Well, at least please tell me it was a good film.
I actually thought it was a good film.
Well,
You've got the beginning of it where we're introduced to Dave Bautista's character, who goes to a opera house to do an assassination.
As we referred in our last episode.
Yes. But he goes there to do an assassination. He sees a young lady up on stage doing her singing and dancing opera style, and he falls in love instantly. Does his assassination, takes off. We find out that he's going to the doctor quite a bit because he's got tinnitus or tinnitus or whatever, where you hear the ringing in your ears. Doctor sends him a message after he starts hanging out with this girl and falling truly in love, saying, "You're going to die." He takes a contract on his own life so that he is killed by somebody instead of committing suicide, thus allowing him to get insurance money to give the young lady who's the love of his life. And damn it all, wouldn't you know it? Tell me if you've heard this one. The doctor was wrong.
He was misdiagnosed?
Yes!
What?
Can you believe it?
So he gets these people to kill him, and then he finds out he's misdiagnosed, and he's not going to die. What?
Yes!
What? He thought he was going to die. He hires all these people to kill him, and then he finds out he's going to live. What?
Yes! I'm not kidding you.
That's crazy.
That's a basic storyline. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
See, it doesn't matter as long as you like it.
It is complete popcorn.
Yeah.
Totally popcorn movie. It's got so many elements from so many movies in there. John Wick. You got that 007 movie with Daniel Craig that ended in the castle at the end with the big shootout and everything. So many movies are borrowed by this. It's not funny. I don't know if it was supposed to be funny. It's just an action.
It's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be an action comedy.
It was not a comedy. I might have chuckled one time during the movie, and that was the Scottish guys. I thought they were a little comical. But, for some reason, I still enjoyed it. It had good action, good fights. Not as good as a John Wick. Nowhere near as intense as a John Wick. It felt like a mid-budget John Wick film, though. I mean, really.
Yeah.
So, I enjoyed it. Are there going to be more movies like this? Yeah. Has there been a ton of them before this? Yeah. Are they all basically the same? Yeah. I still liked it.
Well, just the last few movies I've seen. I mean, there was Love Hurts with Ke Huy Quan. There was Novocaine. There's this one. And now they're making John Wick 5.
Oh
There's
God.
Ballerina, which is in the John Wick world that takes place during 3. So yeah, I mean, you can't get away from it. And yeah, the entire time I'm watching this, I'm like, this is just John Wick, but it's supposed to be humorous. And I really like Dave Bautista. I like Ben Kingsley. I like Palm. They work together in the Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm like, okay, this will work for me. And I was let down because I expected more from it. Because there's actually a better Dave Bautista comedy action movie called Stuber with Kumail Nanjiani.
I
That
want
I
to see
love.
that.
But have you seen it?
Not yet. It just got. I just found it on Tubi. I'm going to be watching it here soon.
Yeah, very funny. That one's a lot of fun. But again, it's fish out of water, type scenario. In this one, I was like, okay. I was hoping it would be better. It was entertaining enough, but it was also forgettable. Like literally, I watched this maybe a month ago, and I have forgotten 90% of what happens in it. And at the time, I remember telling my wife, I'm like, well, that was good, but forgettable because there are better versions of this.
Yes.
Nobody. That to me, nobody is one of the more recent action, one guy up against a bunch of people movies that was really, really good. And I love Nobody. And Nobody 2 is now coming this year.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So excited about that. And then the Ki Kwan one, same thing. I was like, I like it. I love Ki Kwan. I want a short round movie, but I did not like, it was too silly almost. Like,
Right.
you gotta walk that balance. And if you go too far one way, then you're just like, who cares? The one I did like, and you need to see is Novocaine. And I did a little short review of that one earlier. That one took the concept of the guy can't feel any pain, and he's not a fighter, but the fact that he can't feel all the stuff that these people are doing to him, he can keep going. And I thought that was unique, and it was funny. So you got some really good action sequences and a lot of humor at the same time, and it was a unique spin on the weak guy gets a whole bunch of, not that Dave Bautista's a weak, of course. I mean, he's huge, but
Yeah.
the same type of deal where it's one guy up against an army. And so I would suggest you see that instead of seeing this. But if you got it on streaming, watch it. It's a good free one to watch. I wouldn't pay for the
No.
full amount to do it. It's a good it's a good side viewing when you're trying to find something to watch at night. Pop this one in, you'll get a few chuckles out of it, and the action is halfway decent.
Yeah. Now Novocaine. That sounds like every Jason Statham movie I've ever seen.
Well, Jason, well, yeah, he can't feel pain either. I did see the new Jason Statham movie,
Oh God.
and it's about like every other Jason Statham movie. Here's the thing about Jason Statham. He made the Transporter. To me, one of the best action movies of all time. I thought that was phenomenal. I'm like, this guy is going places, and he did. He's in a lot of freaking movies that are all pretty much the exact same thing. The sequels didn't hold up. The Expendables I like enough, but they were never really, gripping to me. The
Yeah.
best Jason Statham movie I think he's made since The Transporter was The Beekeeper. That one has the worst title, but I thought it was actually the best movie he's made. The last one that he's got out now is actually written by or not Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think he may have directed it. I know he produced it for sure. Um, but it's back to okay, here's a guy that's put up a lot of stuff, and that one is just they start all of these storylines and really don't finish them. And like there's this battle in the beginning, you're like, oh, that's good. These guys are going to come back. Never see them again. You've
Yeah.
got big names. You've got David Harbour from
Oh, nice.
Stranger Things, barely in it. Michael Pena, barely in it. And my wife's sitting there after the movie, like, why did they get these big names in such small roles? We thought maybe they were going to somehow get involved. And 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 one of the things that's so distracting is in two different scenes, there is an overly large moon in the background. It's like we're watching a love story. It is, and I'm like, and I don't know if anyone else caught on it. I'm just sitting there like, well, that's rather distracting because it was so fake. And I was like, what the hell?
Look at that weird big moon.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay. And the first time I'm like, whatever. And then they did it again. Okay, I guess it's just new moon night. Whatever.
Yeah,
But
there you go.
but yeah, but yeah, I really love Jason Statham. He can kick serious butt, but for some reason, people keep giving him the exact same script with 3 pages changed, and
Yeah.
it's got to change. At some point, they need to be able to really utilize. And I'm hoping maybe the Beekeeper 2 will be good because I was surprised by how well my wife was the same way, and a few other people we talked to saw. They're like, that one was really good. I'm like, I know, it's shocking.
I'll have to watch that. I didn't think it would be.
No,
Just Jason Statham. You can.
it's pretty much formulaic again, a guy, somewhere, but something about that one just clicked better than all the others. It's just, I think it didn't take itself so seriously in certain spots where it shouldn't, and then it does where it needs to. So, instead of saying, oh, geez, this is ridiculous, it's kind of like, oh, that was cool. Oh, that was cool. Oh, this is surprisingly good. So,
Okay.
so check out the
I can always
Beekeeper.
tell when it's a Jason Statham movie because the title is some weird job occupation.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, and he's made so many, and and I've watched them. I've watched almost every one of them, but so many of them, I'm like, yeah, yeah, and I couldn't tell you what happened in 90% of them.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
but
Did
yeah,
you see that they got that new Josh Hartnett movie where it's basically shit. What was the movie about the train that had the assassins all over it?
oh, a Bullet Train.
Yeah, is this new Josh Hartnett movie looks like Bullet Train on a plane?
I haven't seen that.
Really? You'll have
No,
to let me look it up real quick. I'll give you a title.
and
So
I
that you
didn't
don't
like
need to
Bullet
look it
Train
up.
either. You know why I didn't like Bullet Train? There's a snake in the whole damn movie, and snakes petrify me.
Do they really?
Yeah, I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, oh God! And I've thrown my popcorn 4 feet in the air once. It was Indiana, not Raiders of the Lost Ark. I was fine then, but for some reason, in the fourth one, when he's sinking in the quicksand, and he's looking for a rope, and Mary comes over. She's got this big old snake. It pops into the screen, and probably the biggest reaction I had in that movie. It was, yeah, yeah. My wife and I were on our honeymoon, and we went to Victoria, British Columbia, and we're in this huge garden thing. It's got all these flowers and stuff. And we're walking by, and I'm looking at all these flowers, and I'm looking at these flowers, I'm looking at them. So, I screamed like a little girl so loud. Everybody is looking. There was this little baby garden snake looking right at me, just tiny. I just screeched like they probably thought it was her that screamed, and it was
You
me.
should have blamed it.
Yeah, she probably.
Honey, it's okay.
Yeah,
It's just a little snake.
yeah. Don't. What are you so upset for? Your man is here to protect you.
My mother-in-law is the same way. She sees a snake or a spider come on the TV, she's screaming.
Wow. Yeah, my wife just closes her eyes. She can't watch any of that, even if it's animated. If we go into you go to Universal and you go on the Shrek 4D ride, there's little spiders that come down, and then they have these little strings that hit you in the back of your legs. She hates that, drives her crazy. So I make sure we do it every time we're there.
Hell yeah.
Exactly.
Now, I don't know if you remember it all. My biggest fear has always been heights.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, remember
I'm afraid of
fucking
heights
Cedar
too.
Point and you made me go on every single fucking roller coaster and I'm petrified of heights?
The thing is, I'm afraid of heights too, but I can do roller coasters.
I can't stand them. I sat down at night while my wife was asleep and watched that fucking movie Fall, where they
Oh,
climb that fucking tower and get stuck
yeah,
up there. Oh my God. I woke my wife up twice, shaking.
really. See, I it didn't bother me that for some reason. You know what bothered me about that movie? Okay.
You watched it?
So I got a different thing about that movie. Okay. They're talking about the light on the thing because planes have to know, where the tower is so they don't hit it.
Right.
So she goes up there and she starts to unscrew the light bulb. I'm like, brilliant, finally. 'Cause the whole movie I'm thinking, take that bulb out because they have to replace the bulb if there's no light up there. So they'll send somebody up. So she starts replacing, taking the bulb out. Oh, spoiler. This movie. If you haven't seen Fall, shut off right now. Um, but it's just like charge your phone. And I'm like, oh my God. Like seriously, just leave the
Yeah,
bulb out. This is all going to be resolved. They have to replace it as soon as possible. But
exactly.
I'm older than her, so maybe it didn't occur to her. But it drove me crazy the entire movie, and I thought that's how it was going to be resolved, and it wasn't.
Right.
The heights didn't bother. You know what bothers me now in roller coasters is um, I am now claustrophobic.
Really?
I was always claustrophobic as a kid. I remember sometime I would wrestle with my dad. I'm like, I didn't know how to explain it, but I just say I get hot. I'm like, I'm hot. Something's not right. And then my mom and dad laugh at me and whatever. Didn't realize what it was. Then I got older, and when I had my neurosurgery, I was in a hospital, and they had these tubes on my legs, and making sure that everything, blood circulating or something. And I freaked out. And I'm like, you have to get these off of me. And they said, well, you're going to have to move your feet. And I'm like, I'll do whatever it takes. You have to get these off of me. And I was in that hospital for days. And when I finally got out, I couldn't even sit at a table. Like if I had a table up here, it was too close. I had to have my cereal behind me. And then when we got in the car to drive from Phoenix back to El Paso, I couldn't do it. And I was in the seat. I'm like, okay, this is too claustrophobic. So I started playing a game, and I played the wrong game. I played this game where you had all these weird shapes, and you have to get this one shape from the left to the right by moving the other shapes out of the way. Well, because
Right.
they were in the way, I started panicking because it was claustrophobic, and I'm like, I can't play this game either. And it was really bad. And so I get in certain rides, and if I can't move my legs or I can't move, I have a freaking attack, like a panic attack. So now there's certain rides, Six Flags is literally in my backyard.
Right.
And there's certain rides now that I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna go on it, I have to go on it in the winter time, so I'm not too hot, sitting in the sun, and hopefully it doesn't get stuck. And I was gonna ride one of the Harry Potter rides at Universal, and I could see that when you bring the hand things down, there was a leg clap that puts your leg in place, and I walked right through it. I said, "Enjoy the ride, honey. I will see you in 2 minutes." And so
You're
yeah,
one of
so
those people now.
I am, and the older I get, the more issues I have. I'm tired of it, but it is what
There's
it
no way
is.
in hell Stacy wants to go to the amusement park. We've got Cedar Point is like 3 hours from us, and we
Okay.
live in the same town as a Kings Island.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah,
she wants to go, and I'm like, why? I can't ride anything. I mean, even if I wanted to, because of the height, even if I let go of my fear of the heights, just sitting down in those things, my back is gone, man.
yeah,
I
yeah.
can't
They're not
imagine taking those
comfortable.
turns and crank, crank.
Well, there was
Oh, it's
we've got
horrible.
one. We've got the tallest pendulum ride in my backyard, and
Oh
but when
God.
you get it, it slides you backwards, and I'm like, oh, I don't like this. And there was this little kid next to me, so I kept talking to the kid the whole time. And the
Yeah.
only reason I went on it was because my mom is dating this guy who was like 82, and he wanted to go on it. He talked me and my wife going on it. So we're like, oh my God. And we never rode this thing. So we get on it, and it goes back and forth so freaking high. And halfway through it, both my wife and I are like, okay, we're good. We're okay. Now let's get off this thing. And it kept getting higher. And we're like, oh my God, we're not even to the highest point yet. It took like over 3.5 minutes for this ride to
Holy
complete.
shit.
And we got off of it, and both of us were like, okay, that's fine. And my mom's boyfriend goes, let's go ride the planes now. Okay. He was trying.
You're right there.
Yeah, he was having a ball, and we were like
Wow.
exhausted. So we're like, yeah, okay. So yeah, we're aging. We can't do what we used to do. I can't spin around too much. I can't, I get dizzy. Like I just want a nice, comfy ride.
Uh-huh.
So
Merry-go-round.
yeah. That's her favorite. That's her favorite. So I'm always on some lion or something.
Hey. Wee!
Wee. This is not the pole I thought we'd be riding.
Oh, this pole gets ridden all right.
Oh yeah. And with that, I'm Kyle Pearson.
Okay, kids. Hope you enjoyed our review of Killer's Game and the corresponding nonsense.
Yes, we're putting it at the end now, so you
Yes,
can
see?
stop anytime you want. We're trying to get to business first, and then put the goofy crap at the end. So if you're some reason enjoying it, stick around. If not, we understand completely, and this is more for the two of us. But
Just the two of us.
we can make it if we try.
Just
That'll be
the two of us.
that'll be the new open. You and I. It should be you and I singing to each other romantically.
I miss those days.
Yeah.
Oh, Flood, thank God. There's been a mistake. They switched your scan with another patient. You're not gonna die, but you might want to get your eyes checked.
I'm gonna kill the fucking doctor, too. Have you had your eyes checked?